Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for Fenix360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the Grammy nominated drummer and musical artist, Glen Washington. Hey, Glenn, how you doing, man?
Greetings. Everything is highly blessed.
Oh, man, it is so great to see you. Thank you for being with me. Hey, listen, Glenn,
Pleasure to be here.
yeah, I would love to share some of your music with our audience and then learn about you and
Yeah,
your journey in being an artist now since the 70s. So a lot to
yeah.
discuss. Okay, if we tune into your track, Lady Love.
Yes, okay. Go ahead, man.
All right,
Fun.
cool, man. All right, everybody, let's tune in now to Glen Washington with Lady Love.
It's good to go. From this moment we are family. Right now, it's good to go. Right now, I am facing my reality. Yeah, Lady Love's got a lot to say. I've been talking to her every day. And the way I feel right now, I am born to love you anyhow. Moving on full speed right now. We're engaging so much ecstasy. Yeah, there is none that can change my vibe. Baby girl, you are my destiny. There's a thumping sound inside me, causing me to skip, flip, drop, move lively. But I won't complain. Baby, love has got no shame. There's no time for foolish pride. Got no hurting feelings deep inside. Love's come out to play, yeah, and she's calling my name.
Oh, Glenn, blessed love, man. Great to share your music
I,
with everyone. Thank you so much.
I,
Give thanks. So
I,
let me ask this question
yeah.
now. Where are you from? Where do you hail? And how did you first become a musical artist?
I was born in Jamaica, in a central, south central part of Jamaica, a parish of Clarendon, a little town called Maypen. And
Hmm.
as a youth man, I started singing when I was 7 years old. And
Wow.
I was raised by my grandmother, so like, living with grandma, you got to go to church and stuff like that. No,
For sure.
ain't no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But start getting involved with with singing on a whole, while going to church and listening to these people. And back in those days, most of the music that we got a chance to listen was on the radio and radio broadcast, and we would listen to a lot of American R&B. With my favorite as a youth was
Yeah.
like people like Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, them kind of artists there
You
with that
bet.
kind of vibe. So I grew up being enthused and with those that kind of singing, the gospel feel. So
Right.
going to church and being a member of this choir, that choir, every choir I was in, and it got really really good till I started singing on all areas, um, soprano, alto, tenor, and
Wow.
then and my grandmother was very encouraging. And going to school as I got older, my friends egged me on and encouraged me to get involved in all kind of competition, all kind of singing competition. So one time they had a songwriting singing competition in my town, and a bunch of my friends told me, "Yo, you should enter, man. You could win."
Win that thing. Yeah.
And I did. I did. I
That's
took their word for it
great.
and did. I entered. I got first, second, third elimination. I was the winner. And then
That must have
when it
felt
got to
great. Yeah.
when it got to the grand final now, where there's some good singers, really good singers,
I'm
and I
sure.
was like really scared, but I said I'm gonna go through with it. Ain't nothing, it's a trial. You just have to go do what you got to do. And I went and did what I'm supposed to do, and I became the winner. And part of the prize was to get my song recorded.
Okay.
The group that was putting on the talent competition was a reggae group called the Names and Faces Band from out of Clarendon. And the bass player took me to the side and said, if you write your own lyrics, you get more points. I was like, oh, okay, I'm on to something here. Yeah. So I wrote a song called Susie. Susie ran away from home when she was only 60. That was my first song I recorded, 1973.
Wow.
Yeah, and people loved it all over the place. But the song that really got people's attention was a song that I recorded for Joe Gibbs' record, 1976. They didn't come out till 1978, or maybe they put it out, but I didn't know anything about it because those producers never tell anybody what they do. Mm-hmm. So there was a song that came out that went out in England and UK, all over the place, called "Rockers and No Crackers, Rockers are heavy music on." Yeah, that was my first hit song.
Oh, beautiful.
My journey is a long journey, man. It would take all day to talk about it.
I know, but I got to tell you what, I know where it now began. And I also know the influences, like your grandma who encouraged you, and also your experience with the choruses in church that led to your also companions encouraging you to get out there and compete. Yeah.
And also, I was a singer with a band called C35 Incorporated, and as a youth man, and the lead singer, the drummer was the late great Joseph Hill from Culture.
Okay, beautiful.
So I, under his tutelage, I learned how to play the drums because I was that little kid that every time the drummer get up, I would go sit in his chair, and he said, "You like drums?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "You want to learn?" And I said, "Yeah." And he taught me some rudiments, and I decided I'm gonna do this. Then he left the band, and we had a bunch of little gigs and no drummer. So I had to, because I was already the singer, I had to pull the microphone up close and had to play the drums and sing. It was hard at first, but then after that it was cool. You know, I learned the independence of singing and playing at the same time. So I became this known as the singing drummer for a while. Played with a whole bunch of different bands all over Jamaica, and ended up in Spanish Town playing with another band that Joseph was the drummer with, and he came and got me and put me in his spot. So after leaving Spanish Town, I went to Kingston to play with a group called the Titans, and for a while, and then one day I was tuning my drums up on Saturday because we didn't have a show that weekend, and a guy from Ocherius came and said to me, "We need a drummer." So I said, "When?" I said, "Right now." So I had to rush with him back to Ocherius. I thought he just needed a drummer for the night. So after I finished the show, the Sunday I was headed back to Kingston. I was living in Kingston at the time. I was headed back to Kingston, and he said, "What? Are you kidding me? I have to go home." He said, "No, man, I didn't. You're not getting it. We didn't just need a drummer for the night. We need a drummer for the band. We need for you to be the drummer in the band." Yeah. So he took me off of my job and wanted to keep me. so I said, "So where am I going to live?" And he said, "We got that in country. They got me an apartment and maid service and all that good stuff. More money and all that good stuff." They bribed me into staying. So the band was called Happiness Unlimited. Uh-huh. So while I'm progressing with Happiness Unlimited, one at the American Hotel, one Saturday afternoon, I met some women on the beach, and one of them was this lady called Stephanie, and it was Stephanie and Bonnie, her sister. And they said, we're here checking out a place for Stevie Wonder to stay. I said, "You mean Stevie Wonder, this Stevie Wonder?" She said, "Yes, they work with him." And I was like, "Yeah, right." But this Saturday night, we were on stage backing this guy, and then the next thing I know, I saw this woman leading Stevie Wonder right in front of the stage.
Wow.
And the table in the exact middle center was reserved, and that's where he went and sat. And all hell broke loose. And for 2 weeks, he stayed at the hotel, and he would be on the stage with us every night, jamming with us.
Man.
And yeah, it was cool. That's how I ended up coming. I'm trying to make the story short, man, because
but this is such a rich story.
Yeah. And that's how I ended up in the United States. He brought us back to do some work with us. We was in California for a few months, and the thing that happened is that in that band that they brought me to be the drummer, they did not know that I could sing. So one day the guy that set up the sound system happened to do this inadvertently, set up a microphone right in front of my drums, because I don't know if he thought he knew I could sing or what. He just put a microphone there, and we were on stage playing one night, and it was jamming, and then I decided to start singing, and everybody turned around like, "What? You can sing?"
They didn't even know what they had, man.
Yeah. From then now, I ended up singing a whole bunch of songs. They have me singing. The lead singer did not like that. It was some kind of jealousy right there. That was the reason why I actually when we went to California, it wasn't working out, and I left and went to Detroit. I went to Detroit, and I met with a guy named O.C. Roberts, a friend of mine from back home. He had a band called the Samaritans, and I ended up being the drummer with the Samaritans. I just went to go fix the drum set for the drummer. I was like tune the drums and make it sound like a reggae drum. And the drummer decided he's not gonna mess with it no more. So I ended up being the drummer.
Take it over, man.
Yeah. Then we were playing on a show for a show, and Leroy Sibbles from the Eptones, he came over into Detroit to do a show, and we were the band that was backing him, and he was enthused by actually hearing a real reggae drummer. So he said, "Why don't you come up to Toronto and play for me sometimes?" And one day I thought about it, and I put my drums in the trunk of my car and drive across the border. Went up to Toronto, and I saw a whole bunch of good musicians, good bands playing. And I ended up there for a while, and ended up with a band called the Hit Squad. I played with the Satellites. The band called the Hit Squad played for everybody that came into Toronto. Shabba, Barry Salmon, we played for Capleton. Everybody that back in them days, them people was balling, and they have no dreadlocks. Buju Banton, all of them, Tony Rebel, everybody came up. I was a drummer with them, and then one day somebody called me and said, "Hey, we need a drummer in New York. We need Shinehead, need a drummer to travel, because his drummer don't have papers." So I ended up flying out to New York. I took the job, fly out to New York, and then I ended up living in New York for a while, traveling all over the world, shining to Japan, different places. I was still a drummer. Then one time I decided to try my hand at producing and recorded a song called Feel the Vibes. And a DJ from the radio station NWK decided, he said, "This is a good song. Everybody talking about this guy." They said that people thought I sounded like Barry Salmon, but I know I don't. So, but I take it as a compliment still.
Of course,
because Barry's a great singer. So I decided to try my hand at recording and put that song out, and this guy named Bobby Channel went on NWK radio, decided he wanted a couple copies to really promote the song, and people started requesting it. And it became a big song. So this guy have a sound system called Downbeat. Downbeat decided he wanted dub. He wanted a dub plate off of the song. Okay. So he said, "Yeah, I need a dub, but I'm gonna take you to the source because I don't want nobody to hear my stuff." So he gave me an address in Brooklyn. I went to this place. I saw Music City. I'm like, "What? Music City?" Then I went inside there and started doing my stuff, and I saw this older guy come out. and looking over his glasses like, guess who it was? It was the late great Clement Coxon Dodd. That was the Studio One, New York Studio One studio. So I ended up having a talk with them. Next thing I know, I started recording some songs and couple songs, and then we ended up having a whole album. He said, "Jack, we have to put out an album, you know," and we put it out, an album called Brother Brother, and it all hell break loose now. Everybody started hearing about this Glen Washington person all over the place, and then this guy that was working with VP decided to come seek me out. I had recorded a song for him before, and I totally forgot about it. He didn't know either. So after he came to me, he realized that I was very, very good with the Studio One rhythm. So he gave me 2 Studio One rhythms. One a song that alternately sing called Jamaica. I can recall all the fun that I had in Jamaica. So after Jamaica, he gave me another rhythm called alternately called I've got so much love to give you. On Jamaica rhythm, I recorded a song called Call Me Baby. That was a song. And then another song called Baby Don't Take My Kindness for Weakness, was one of my biggest hit single. And he said, let's go to Jamaica. We want to put the album together. So I went to Jamaica and was staying in this house. And then there was a woman that lived next door. She came over to the window, and they saw me laying on the bed sleeping in this house, and I pretended I was asleep anyway, and I heard them say, I heard the woman say, "Who's that? Is he a foreigner? Is he married?" and all of that stuff. So when I got up, because I write what I hear and I write what's happening to me. So when I got up, I wrote a song called Get Next to Me. He said, she's asking her friends about me. She wants to know if I'm single and free. Now that she realized that I am just the size she wanna get next to me. That was just my experience with her asking about me. And that turned out to be the title track in the album. Then we went to Sonic Sound to record on a rhythm we had gotten from Channel 1 called Fade Away. Junior Biles did a song on the rhythm called Fade Away, and I ended up penning a song called Let's Rise and Shine and Give Jah the glories, His mercy endure it for me. But according to the chord structure on the songs, it felt like whoever played the piano played with just one hand. Huh. So I didn't hear the full banging on the piano. You didn't feel the full piano sound. So it sounded like they was way up in the octave, and it sounded a little bit off key for me. And I decided, like, look, for me to sing them songs, I have to smoke some herb. Yeah, man. So
you can reach that frequency.
Yeah, they said no herb smoking in the studio. I was like, huh? I said, okay, I'm not gonna sing that song. So one day again, we moved to another studio. We went to Mixing Lab in Kingston, and Lloyd Campbell was the producer. He said to me, that song you said you didn't want to sing, why don't you try it again? And I said, can I smoke? And I said, I don't know. It's on you. So I went in the bathroom and locked the door, rolled a split and smoked it long. and it felt good. And I said, I already know. One cut. We went in the studio and they put on the track, and it's, let's rise and shine and give Jah the glories. His mercy endure it for me. Wow. It was one cut. He said, that's it. then we recorded a bunch of other songs. There was another song called a cover song, 2 cover songs. One called "Girl I Love You" by Eddie Floyd. Hey little girl, where you been so long? I put it in my own context, because that's not really how it goes. But I sing it the way I felt it.
Yeah, your style.
It turned out to be a real great song. Even right now, people loving that song. And I did another song that we always love, a Luther Ingram song called "If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right." We have some good songs on that. We have another song called "Jah Blessing." That album was called "Get Next to Me" from the track "Get Next to Me." That was the first one that I recorded for Joe Fraser Records. And then after that, we did another album called "Number One Girl." That one has a whole bunch of wicked tracks on it. "Number One Girl," "Consider Me," another song by Eddie Floyd. We have "Strangers in the Night," "Dry Bones." One of these days, we have a whole bunch because I try to make, whenever I make an album, I try to record songs that you put on the CD and you don't have to take it off. You just let it play.
Right, I hear you. Just roll one after the
Yeah.
other.
That's how I work.
I got to ask you, man. I mean, you got 40 albums to your credit or so, and I'm glad you gave us kind of like, a taste of a few of those a cappella style. Thank you, brother. Now, let me ask this question. What is the current focus for someone like you with such a library of content? What are you working on now?
Right now, we have an album that was supposed to come out a while back, but because of the pandemic, we're planning to put it out in January. This album is called Mr. Washington. That's a bad song on there.
That's a cool title, man.
Mr. Washington.
Yeah.
I got a couple cover songs on it. I can't give it away.
Not yet, man. But I tell you what, I'm glad to hear to learn this and to be able to kind of anticipate what's coming out next for you, Mr. Washington.
I try to keep it on a level because I believe music should uplift and edify, and people should learn something from it. Your songs, I believe in good rhythm tracks and a great storyline. It should be like a movie. It should be believable. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, man. You know what, Glenn? You're a mirror, right? So you're mirroring your own experiences. They come through in your music. But there's an underlying vibe of wanting to inspire and uplift and to empower. So I always love that. It's what I also like to promote and present is that same kind of upbeat rhythm, bro.
I like that. I like that mirror term. It's just like if you smile right back at you.
That's right, man. And when you are smiling, it's an invitation to someone else to come on back with it. So Glenn, let me ask you then, if people now, I mean, you have also fans from all over the world, brother. But if people were going to discover you for the first time, how could they reach out to you or discover you on the social realms or in the digital world? Where's your music available?
You could check me out on my social media realms, like places like Facebook, all social media,
all the digital
entities,
platforms are there.
All the digital platforms. You can check me out on. Just put my name in, GLEN Washington.
Yeah, that's right, man. We will, and I know because I've done it. There it comes right up, and also, others have had this same opportunity, Glenn. I feel really blessed to connect with you and to learn real specifically some of the instances, like your experience with Stevie Wonder, like the impact that your grandmother had on you, like some of those old greats like Otis.
She was a believer.
Yeah, man. And listen, you've been really blessed in that way, but you've also been giving of yourself and your nature. And so I really appreciate you, brother. Now, listen, I'm looking forward to you being on this Fenix360 app, so that people can find and discover.
Looking forward to it.
There. Hey, somebody like you who has been in this business for so long and has had such a storied career, if I was an emerging artist, is there any kind of word of encouragement that you might offer to me to make me feel more resilient in facing challenges?
I would say to you, whatever you're doing, make sure it's good for everyone and do it to the best of your ability. Believe in yourself and just keep going at it no matter what, because there might sometimes be drawbacks, but if you stay at it and stay true and keep it clean, it will go through.
Yes, man. It'll find where its target, right? And the people will attract you authentic, man. And so I really appreciate that too. So listen, I believe in clean music,
I know, man.
You know what I mean?
I
I think
believe
that's
in
the most
clean release.
powerful kind, right? It's the kind that
Yep.
strengthens and binds, you know,
Yeah,
because we're not looking to tear things
you
down.
shouldn't have to bleep.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to bleep nothing.
Yes.
There should be no bleeps.
Yes.
You can play in church.
No, there's too many
Yep.
words, man. You don't have to just stick to the ones that are, you know, they're destructive. Yeah, man. I
True.
appreciate it, your vibe, bro, and also just your body of music and talent and your drumming, and this was a great opportunity for me. I want everyone to tune into the social media links you find below for Glen Washington and look for his rise on the Fenix360 app as well. Brother,
True. I'm looking
blessings,
forward to that.
man. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
man.
connecting with me, man.
Blessed love, my brother. It's pleasure. Pleasure is
Pleasure.
all mine.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, bro. Respect.
Thank you very much.
Shouldn't judge a man the way how we look. You can learn if you read the book. Haters, backbiters will fight me down. True I love, I'm holding my ground. I know that your blessing surrounds me every day. Yeah, yeah. For his goodness and mercy and grace, on my knees I pray. Although many will fight me, some will try to keep me down. But him that shook earthquake and thunder will keep me around. There is a joy that your blessing brings. He's righteous and holy, royal majesty. The joy that your blessing brings, there's none to compare. Jah rules eternally. Such a joy that your blessing brings. When I'm down and out, he's the one who sorts me out. The joy your blessing brings, an eternal flame none of them can put out. His foundation is in the holy mountains of Zion. Great things are spoken of thee, Rahab and Babylon. Oh, lift up your heads, O ye gates, let the King come in. Now, now, lift up your heads now, ye ever-living doors. I really love to praise Jaja. I will exalt his praise from coast to coast. The longest liver often see it the most. There is a joy that your blessing brings. He's righteous and holy, royal majesty. The joy that your blessing brings, there's none to compare. Jah rules eternally. Such a joy that your blessing brings. When I'm down and out, he's the one who sorts me out. The joy that your blessing brings, an eternal flame none of them can put out. His foundation is in the